Welcome to Monday Jazz and Conversation, presented by a collaboration of 4 nonprofit organizations: Gold Coast Jazz Society, South Florida Jazz, Sunshine Jazz Organization, and the Miami Jazz Cooperative, all of whom are dedicated to bringing jazz to South Florida audiences. Each Monday, Wendy Peterson and Nikki Orta feature the music and talk to the country's most talented and interesting jazz musicians.
So we welcome Ira from his home in Miami to celebrate his 89th birthday with us online. Hello, Ira Sullivan! Happy birthday!
Hey, hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Nicole Henry. Woo!
Hello.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John Fedchuk to the hang.
Hi, everybody. Great to be here.
The amazing and beautiful and the world's best person, Brenda Alford.
Hi, Brenda.
Live up to that.
Okay, I got some living to do.
So, please welcome to Jazz and Conversation, Ignacio Berroa.
Hey.
How you doing, guys?
Ladies and gentlemen, Jesse Jones Jr. Woo!
Hey, Jesse.
How y'all doing?
The very incredible guitar player, Mr. Go ahead, you do it.
Jonathan Kreisberg.
How are you?
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Please welcome to Jazz and Conversation the amazing Joe Donato. Joey D!
Hello.
How are you? I'm so
Good evening,
sad
ladies and
that we
gentlemen.
gave
This
you
is Ralph
stress.
Edwards, and tonight it's Joe Donato. This is your life.
And now, the hosts of Monday Jazz and Conversation, Wendy Peterson and Nikki Orta.
Wow.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Wistful. Hey.
That's a lot of Wendy and Nikki right there.
Man.
More than one person should have to stand. Sorry about that. But we have been doing this for a while, and we've had some amazing guests. All of our guests
Right.
are amazing, including tonight's.
Oh, yeah.
And we're super excited to have some of his bandmates with him, as well as gonna hear him and watch him and talk to him and
Yeah.
learn about him.
I'm excited that we have an actual live performance that they did just for this show.
Yeah, right.
That we recorded a few days ago, and the band is tremendous. You're going to get to hear them a little later on.
We also have a very special tribute to Ira Sullivan at the end of the night, which is going to be incredible. We worked feverishly and furiously for the last couple of days trying to get it together. You know, we send out an invite to musicians, to see who would want to participate. And man, we have over 40 incredibly talented musicians from New York and Chicago and Miami and all over who sent submissions, and it's pretty incredible and touching, and I think you will really enjoy it. Just want to again welcome you to Monday Night Jazz and Conversation. We have some amazing partners that we partner with each and every week, and it is the Sunshine Jazz Organization and South Florida Jazz and the Gold Coast Jazz Society, and of course Miami Jazz Co-op, which we are founding members, and I'm on the board. And we just, decided when this pandemic happened that we needed to keep the music going on, and the only way we knew to do that was online. So please share this link to your page and let people know that we're here every Monday night with fantastic things. You can go and watch the archives as well. Everything is up. Everything is online, so you don't have to miss anything. And really, it's been fascinating to get to know all of these people.
That's been the best, right?
Yeah, people that we've known for years, we've worked with for years, and all of a sudden we know who, we get a real in-depth idea of where they come from and why they're who they are. So, but tonight it's all about Dave Fernandez. And you are going to, you're going to fall in love with him because he's not only sounds great, he's so funny, he's a great guy. So no pressure, David, but you better be funny tonight, damn it. All right, so let's just listen to the kind of stuff he does, and then we'll meet him and talk to him. Maybe.
Wow.
So let's just dive right in. Please welcome the fabulous, and the fun Dave Fernandez. Hello.
Hey guys.
Good to see you.
can I-
Wow.
I-
Do you have your sexy lighting on?
I was going to ask if you forgot to pay the electric bill.
Is it really dark? I've worked so hard to get this right.
It is dark, but so I'm watching this video, and the first thing that comes to my mind is, gosh, I wish I could be your neighbor, because I would love to see you bringing out the trash and playing the sax, and I think it would be
Oh,
pretty
boy.
hysterical.
Is this better?
Yeah,
That's
that is
lovely.
better.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
good.
What did when did you guys make that video? Is this pandemic related, or?
Yes, those videos are for the Jazz Encounters. That
Oh,
aired
that's
on
right.
on 9/11.
Oh, that's
Then so
amazing.
so we recorded that. Actually, my son recorded that video. That's I got to give him some credit. My 14-year-old.
Wow.
He's in a broadcasting studio magnate, so I decided to make use of his talents. So he shot all that, and he directed it, edited, and yeah, I mean, I gave him some ideas.
Yeah.
Is that
you
something
can
he's
imagine.
interested in pursuing? I know he's young, but
Yeah, he likes photography better, is what he tells me.
okay.
They all have their niche, and he does some editing. So yeah, he shot that, and it was a little weird doing that around the neighborhood. That was really quick across the street.
So I hear the words you saying, I decided to make use of his talents, and you can say that, but it sounds like child labor to me.
That is true. He had to do it. Yeah, you got me. He's got to pay for stuff around here somehow.
So, Dave, first of all, how have you been during this whole pandemic? And are you teaching?
I am teaching at Miami-Dade College West Campus. I have a few students around, and not much. Everything is a little slow right now, but
To say the least.
yes, but I'm enjoying it. Honestly, I could do a pandemic once a year. To be honest.
Maybe not this long.
We recorded while we were on downtime. We recorded that video from home, and
Very cool.
that's the latest album release that I had. I say latest. The last thing I released was a while back. So
Checking out Clay's comment here.
I'm sure.
right. But so we recorded those at home, and we sending files to each other. I would send the bass or not the bass, I mean bass like B-A-S-E to Zuniga. He'll lay down the drums, and then we start stacking stuff, and we recorded this album. I'm really proud of the Arch Center just commissioned it as well.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'm really humbled by that honor, and I'm
Very
humbled to be
nice.
here really to show it to all of you. I know that's not all of the videos are like that. There's some more serious ones, and
And
Are there really?
that's your composition, The Land?
yes,
The
they're all
Land.
original compositions, except one song on the album is two of them. One's Cartoon Dream by Tom Lippincott and Banjo Tune by Tom Lippincott.
And I have a question for you. It sounds like there's a lot of country influence in that tune. So, I mean, is that something that you're interested or you like, or it just somehow some inspiration came into your brain?
That's the term land is, I mean, it's really, I was using the term more like landing, like I want to land and find a home place. After 46 years, I'll be 46 in a couple weeks. So that's dedicated, the whole project. My band director was a guitar teacher, and I love the guitar. So it comes from the inspiration of hearing Sarah Jarosz and Brad Paisley, Punch Brothers, Chris Steele, and he always had
Nice.
me try to play like he grew up in, not grew up, but he worked in Nashville for a long time, and then he went to UNT. So all these road trips through Kansas and Wichita and Oklahoma, through Texas, and just meeting different people and the sites, even with my family on trips, it's all inspired by that. I had a talk I saw Kreisberg there. I'm so humbled to follow guys like him. And when I was in New York, I talked to him about why I like that music so much. And he said it's probably because it's so clean. You know, the guitars are recorded so well, and it's so simple. And
Right.
I know Bill Frisell and Schofield and Pat Metheny, they've done a lot of stuff like that. So a lot of I play saxophone, but really I would say guitar is my favorite instrument. I think that's why I like playing with Tom so much. He does it so differently, and
Yeah.
we gel. My sound blends in so well with his. I should say, yeah, his sound really lifts mine up, I would say. So I really love that sound. I love the sound of Will Vincent and Jonathan Kreisberg. And I just love Americana music, and I said I want to go for it, and these guys are so supportive, and we tried it in a rehearsal. I thought they were going to laugh me out, but they dug it, and and we recorded it, and we recorded it at home, which defeats all the educational things they teach you, that you have to
Right.
look at each other.
Right.
Right.
Communication. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I basically did it on, overlooking my bed, and I think Tom had an amp in the kitchen, and I think RZ was in a shed somewhere, and a few miles like in Costa Rica, and knocked it out.
But you're also playing with people that you've played with for a long time. So even if you're not looking at them, you kind of know them,
Right.
musically.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy
Yeah.
how we know where we're gonna go, and like how we write, and our tendencies and what chords. If I play with Tom,
The show is not about finding out about your tendencies, okay? I'm just going to stop you right there.
like I know if I play with Tom, pretty much every major 7 chord we land on will have a sharp 5, or a major triad from the 3rd.
He's just built that way.
Yeah, it's just gonna happen pretty much.
Yeah.
Or so.
Now, I got to tell you, there's a little story behind this too. Your performance that we recorded live. I was actually going to be part of it.
Right.
Like we talked a couple weeks ago, and and I don't know what was happening in the group, but the bass chair was not going to be able to be covered. So you asked me if I would do it. I'm like, my impulse was like, yeah, Dave Fernandez, sure. And I love your playing as well, and so I said yeah, and then you sent me a few files, and after about a week and a half, I finally listened to it, and of course I talked to him. I said, look, COVID, I'm one of those guys that's not shedding. I'm doing the opposite.
You're doing this.
So, no, yeah, I'm doing this, exactly. This is my new thing. I said, no bass solos, no odd time meters, that's not my thing. So, of course, and so he says, yeah, no, I got you. I got your back. I listened to the first few clips he sends. He says, oh, this would be just right for you. It's a bass feature, a bass solo, odd meter things.
It was in 5.
Yeah, exactly. I called
Right.
him back crying and said, man, I just don't think I'm ready for this. I'm not ready for the big time. So
No, you are the big time, my friend.
But you know what? As I was listening to you guys play recording, and I told Wendy after I was listening to it, even if I would have done my best, there's something about when you have a unit that works together for a long time, that you could bring anybody in, no matter how good they are, and there's just a different thing that happens. It's just not quite that communication you're talking about that you have with these guys. I thought you guys are stellar.
Yeah, you guys sounded fantastic.
I appreciate that, but I think you fit in anything, my friend. You are.
With a few rehearsals, I'll take you up on that. When things open up, I do want to gig with you.
Okay. I'm going to
So
hold you to that.
you grew up in Miami?
All my life, yes.
Yeah.
Born in East Little Havana.
Oh,
Oh, I
Dave.
had hair there. Oh, with hair.
A lot of it.
Oh, I wish I still had that. Oh, man.
My
I would get more
God.
gigs, I think.
You think? Were you a precocious child? Did you get in trouble a lot, or were
I was
you easy?
a great, easy baby. A really
Were
good
you
kid,
really?
believe it or not. I really was. I really was a good kid. Like,
And
pícaro,
your
as they
kids?
say in Spanish. My kids are... one quick story about my kids that'll wrap, that can really surmise it. When we went to Disney, you know how you have those carts that you rent, those strollers? Mm-hmm. And you have to leave the strollers outside when you take your kids inside to the rides. So when I
Right.
came out, somebody wrote on the little label that you put it so you know which stroller is yours, somebody wrote the Taliban on my kid's stroller. That's how rough they are, yeah. No, they're good kids. They're good kids. No, they're
Lots
great
of
kids.
energy.
Knock on wood, they've come out great.
That's good.
Hey, let's do something. We do want to talk about how you got started, what got you interested, that whole thing, your whole timeline. But
Let's listen. To
let's listen to one of the things that you performed, which was the Bill Evans arrangement. What, you want to tell us anything about it?
I heard Tom and Derek and Rodolfo playing this at the Globe, and it sounded amazing. So then I said I want to do it with them, and then it didn't sound as good. But it's my gig, so I said we're gonna play it.
Is that your
pretty much
story?
it.
And you're sticking with it? Okay.
Well, thanks.
This is Spring is Here, the Bill Evans arrangement. Yeah, Dave. Wow.
Quality, man. They do everything. They. I'm like that quarterback that throws a 3-yard pass and then they run and score for 98 yards, but they get the credit on the stats.
You get the credit?
98-yard pass from. And those guys really do sound good. Like most of that album is. We were joking about it the other day. It's really like 8 bars, 16 bars of nothing, and then these guys just make it sound so phenomenal.
But because they bring themselves into it, it's.
And I'm not gonna let you off the hook, man. You sound so good.
Oh man, that means a lot, Nicky.
It's
really
the perfect. That should be quiet. Don't even. Don't.
Man, the first time, every time I see you, remember that time you were playing Luis Aquino's recital in Foster 206.
Oh my God!
And
you're bringing us back.
I was maybe 1989 or 90, and
Jeez.
and
before
Luis
that.
Aquino,
Oh no, about that, yeah.
Yeah, right. And he's still an amazing trumpet player, but I remember everybody just being like, "Holy smokes! What just happened out of the bass chair?" And
Wow.
I still hold to that day forever.
That's when he used to practice.
Exactly. Those were the days.
So let's just talk about your journey just a little bit. So you grew up in Miami. When did you start playing music?
When I was 12, 6th grade, in George Carver Junior High School, middle school.
So you like joined band? Did you know you
Joined
wanted to
band?
play an instrument, or?
No, my friend did it, so I said, all right, let's join band.
And you got the sax, or you picked it, or they gave it to you?
We picked it. That's what he picked.
So there was no other instrument for you.
No, there was no other
guitar,
instrument.
I'm
Guitar.
saying,
That was in.
yeah, that's it. And,
Yeah,
and
that's-
you didn't take to anything else. Once you got the
No,
sax, you knew it.
Yeah,
Because all the
I
girls
think it
really
chose me. Right.
Took it.
That's usually the thought, right? That I know it was that way for me too. Once there was a bass, I tried many instruments and that was it. So, but we've had so many guests that actually what they ended up on was like a second instrument.
Yeah.
Like they had been playing trombone for years and then they ended up being pianists.
Right. I see what you mean. I think you probably found the bass in a rock like Excalibur. That's how I always pictured it with you.
He had to
And
like
then
pull it out.
yes, he was the only one that could take it out. And
You're crazy, man. So
like
how
that.
old
was
were
born.
you then when you started?
yeah, I was 12. I was
12.
12. Yep. And
Right.
then I played it in. Where did I go after that? Yes, Shenandoah Middle School, and then
But-
to Miami High was where I got into jazz.
But when did you know you could be good? You know what I mean? Like there's always like that sense, like
Oh,
you-
Still waiting?
That's yes. Like, that's what everybody in town is saying. When is it going to be good?
No, my God.
No, I think my band director Brian Level, who I dedicated that land project to, he challenged us when he became band director that we could be an all-state, and so I said, man, all right, whatever you say. And so we went and practiced. There was nothing else to do, and you were with your friends and marching band, and we practiced after school. He taught us how to voice lead. And when you got that letter from Allstate that you made it, you're like, oh, wow, this is like recognition and really, really uplifting to keep you going.
And you get to leave Miami. Granted,
Yes.
it's only to Tampa, but you know, it's.
Oh, you're kidding me! At that age,
like
it was amazing.
traveling.
I made a chart of all the roadkill on the way there, what we found. I went with my good friend David Adencivia, who was a trombone player, and that's where I met Clay Perry. Was in
Oh, wow.
at Allstate. Yes. So that's such a huge boost, especially when you were bullied in 9th grade. So that helped too, because they said you were terrible.
Right.
I used to play. I had a solo. You know that song when What I Did for Love.
Yeah.
So I had a big feature in there, and they said you're terrible. So I was like the high school version of Ed Kaye, where I shed it for a summer, and then I came back really angry, and then I got into Allstate.
So
That's
this
amazing.
was
Oh, yes.
part of that.
It's hard to see
Yes,
that.
and
but
now that's my senior year. I won original composition for this Downbeat Student Awards.
Ooh.
And I won, yes. Oh, that was such a big deal. They surprised me in the auditorium. And then that
And
was
the instrumental soloist.
instrumental soloist, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. It was like kind of like Bob Cousy when he could dribble with just one hand. That's kind of how I was playing. Don't think it's like these guys now, like Ian, who are amazing.
Isn't it funny? I think I see the people that are going to school now, and back when I started going, I really didn't know much about jazz, you know, and it was like a
Right.
whole learning experience. Now they come in, they're improvising and soloing, and they know so much.
I feel like they have
much,
the resources they have.
It
too.
is. There is a lot more resources,
It's a
but
different sort of level. Anything that they're curious about is pretty much available at their fingertips.
yeah. Well,
Right. That's what Jerry Bergonzi says. Like, if you could find Clifford Brown's shoelace if you wanted to nowadays on eBay. There's so much stuff out there.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's really incredible.
Don't tell Nicky that he'll start searching for it because
He's my man.
I just,
So tell us about.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, but I wonder do you think the music is better? It seems like musicians are better, but is the music better? That's the question I always have.
Well,
I
yeah,
guess
that's a
it's
hard one to
subjective.
answer. I'll tell you, I'm just encouraged when interspersed with the, not so great stuff that you hear coming out, you'll find an Esperanza Spalding or a Jacob Collier,
Right.
to sort of restore your faith that there is still something out there to be said at a really high level.
Listen, at this
was-
point in time, I feel just like an old person, which I guess I am. But I always say, "Oh, it was so much better in the '80s and '70s and
I know.
'90s."
We end up listening to the Al Jarreau
The
and
same,
Gino
like,
Vanelli
stuff
and
all the time.
James Taylor and all,
Right.
But-
I thought you were gonna go Yankee Daddy or something for a second.
Yeah, that's my
There you
thing.
go.
I don't even
Yeah.
know what he's talking about. So tell us about this article here.
So that's I played, that was actually a Mark 6 at Miami Senior High. We called it Lady Ace. Everybody played that
Ooh.
horn. It was such a good Mark 6. It was so beat up, and it had paper clips and rubber bands to hold it
So I love
together.
the headline, Teens Rented Sax is Ticket to Top Band.
Yes.
What
So
was-
that
what
band
was the
was
top band?
that was the McDonald's All-American band that I made my senior year, and I won a trip to the Grammys in New York.
Really?
And I got to play with Henry Mancini,
Wow.
and I met Natalie Cole. Also, I met Bob Belden. I believe he passed away. I think Natalie Cole. All those have passed away already, but that was phenomenal experience. And that saxophone was rented. So when I played the IAJE in '92 at the Hilton, remember they had it at the Hilton in downtown,
Yes,
James L.
sure.
Knight Center. So Paquito saw me playing that, Paquito de Rivera,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Look at that Cuban kid playing that saxophone. He sounds like Hank Mobley," because I was literally playing Hank Mobley lines, for no.
Oh, well,
And
did Gary
it's
did
so-
Gary have you working out of his transcription book?
Oh, did he ever?
Gary Campbell?
So Right. So somebody looks over at Paquito and says, "Well, how do you know he's Cuban?" He says, "Don't you see the black beans on his tie?" Apparently, that's how you can tell if you're Cuban cuando la corbata falls and your black beans. So
Nice.
he got together with the Miami Senior High alumni group headed by Dennis Valdez, which was a firefighter, and they raised money and they worked with this gentleman called Bud DeFleury with Yamaha Young Artists, and they bought me a Yamaha saxophone.
Oh, nice.
Yes, so I got to go through college with that saxophone, thanks to them. And Paquito helped, and I tried to find the pictures of the time I got to play with Paquito at Bayside. He invited me up to play, and those pictures are still not digital. It's like I couldn't scan them.
Right, they're somewhere.
That'll be for the next show.
Yeah, they're probably in my mom's house. I looked for them and I couldn't find them, and you can imagine I was so nervous, but he was such a great help and gave me so much confidence.
So I just want to stop for 1 second because we have a comment that says trying to donate, but it doesn't work. So sometimes it's a little weird, but you have to, first of all, let's just say we haven't worked in how many months? Many, 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 many months. And so it's, it's important if you can to donate to our amazing musicians. All of the money that goes to our tip jar goes to David and his bandmates. So it's a great thing, and it's very helpful. So what you have to do is you text the word tip jar to the number 44321. You get a link back and then you click that link and it takes you to a very safe place to donate money. But sometimes it's confusing because you try to put tip jar into the heading and then the number, but it's actually the number, like the phone number 44321, and in the message line you text the word tip jar, and the first $100 will be matched. So hey, it's fantastic. Any little bit helps during these COVID times.
Oh yeah.
So we thank you in advance. And
I was just laughing. That's my mom. I owe her money.
Oh, well then make sure you guys donate loads
help David
tonight.
pay his mom back.
I need to pay her back. This is when I FaceTime with my mom. It's like this. Ay, mijo. Ay, sí, cansadísima. And when I FaceTime with Campbell, he can't find the front of the phone, so you see this usually.
Oh my gosh.
He answers like a regular call.
That's so funny. Well,
I want to do one more picture and then we'll bring on some of your cohorts. But
Yes.
I love this pose, and this is
yeah, put
man,
that full screen.
Look at
'cause
those
we need-
legs. Look at those
Wow.
legs.
Yes.
What the hell, Dave?
The hat, the legs, the socks
Oh.
and shoes, all of it.
I
It's
know.
It's
I know that
beautiful.
hat. I was trying to be like Phil Woods back then. You know how he wore a Greek
Gotcha.
fisherman hat?
Yes.
And I could only find a captain's hat. And the reason why is right before I was supposed to receive this award, I don't think I knew ahead of time. So I got a haircut from my friends in the neighborhood, and they shaved my head off on the sides. So I looked terrible, and my mom was super, super angry because, the Herald was doing these shots and promotions and different papers. So then I come out of Downbeat with that hat at the back also. So I kept wearing the hat.
That's
Probably why I'm bald.
I would, before we bring on the bandmates, can we listen? We should listen to another music, some more music.
Okay.
Would you mind?
Sure, not at all. So let's the next one that we're gonna do from the live performance. You gotta tell us about the title. Misleading?
Oh, misleading, right? Wendy, I think the idea was better of calling it Miss.
No,
Leading.
Ms. with
Ms.
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 Yeah,
Right.
It's misleading.
Misleading. Right. I think it was Tom's idea to go with that, or because we always we had a tune called Natural Selection. He says, "Unnatural selection."
Oh, so it's a lip and cock thing. Got it.
I think I blame everything on him always. Don't you see how they looked at each other while I was playing?
Yes.
Like they were transpiring, or chords against me. That's why Jamie's like, I heard a wrong note. I know they were conspiring.
It's a conspiracy theory.
Now this is one of
Yes.
your original compositions, right?
Yes, Misleading Tones is it minor blues? Not really. So that's what I told Tom beforehand, but it's just kind of a minor organy thing because during the the quarantine, we called this group. We recorded maybe 53 songs. I think RZ he counted it at about 53 or 48 songs we recorded. So we named ourselves the Wuhan Clan, like a play of instead of the Wu-Tang Clan, right? So we were recording. This is part of like our organ trio that plays on Sundays at La Niap. So I wanted like a real bluesy, organy, guitar sounding thing. It's based on a lick that we would play a lot on club dates. Like whenever sorry Nikki, but every time the singers are singing, we would always play this lick behind, like just and it morphed into this song, and it travels through major thirds, but it's a minor, so we're in C minor for a while, and then E minor, and then got a bunch of 2/5s.
Cool.
Beautiful.
Let's hear it.
Misleading tones.
Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's so fun.
Thanks.
Yeah, easy, just a minor blues.
Right.
Yep. That's it. Yeah. So shall we bring on some of those?
I think we need to discuss what the terms of the musical terms that Dave brings, like easy, with the rest of the band.
Okay. So first up, let's bring on Tom Lippincott, and the fantastic guitar player of the group, and of course the drummer.
Whoa!
du jour,
Look at that backdrop.
all du jours.
Who's got the gig?
Rodolfo Zuniga.
Oh, who's got the PPE?
Oh my God!
That's so awesome.
There was a couple of times, if you take this off, yeah, I look like I'm wearing the Jazz and Conversation hat.
Uh-oh, don't give Rick ideas.
Exactly. When we went to record them last week, I actually I put on the camera in between takes because the stuff that was happening behind the scenes was just so funny. Of course, we didn't have time to go through it and put it together, but one of these days I'm going to,
Oh, that will make it into. We're going to put together a big retrospective at some point with outtakes. There's plenty from Dave's session.
Oh man, we're fired.
Very funny, very fun stuff.
Because really, what people don't know is that this is the kind of mind that we're dealing with right here. Hold on a second.
Oh my gosh, no,
Yeah.
you're clicking something. What is it? Oh,
This
that's
is-
my logo.
Sax David.
Yes, that's my invoice and email heading and yeah, Hello, Rodolfo's laughing.
The sad, the sad
do
thing.
we
Wait a
have sound
second.
from Lippincott? Because I'm not hearing him. I see him laughing, but I'm not hearing you, Tom.
Oh, can we hear you?
Yeah, no.
No.
Oh,
We should take him out and come back.
I'm gonna remove you and bring you back in. Let's see if
what
that
happens.
helps.
Can we hear you now?
Nope.
No.
no.
So
Check your
Check your-
mic setting.
or you should
Yeah.
leave and then come back, and maybe sometimes it's just the stupidest things that make a difference.
Loose wire in your pedal board.
There
Look
you
down. Look.
Oh my God.
So what I was going to say, can you bring back the picture of Sax David up because what I want people to recognize is really how how high the sax is covering. So not that I'm saying
Yeah, there's not much. You're right. It might as well have been a piccolo.
Is that where you're going with that?
It was. I was saying it doesn't really cover much, but nothing is showing. So I'm just a little
Wow.
Yes.
bit, just a little bit.
Got it. So,
No, you're right.
Lippincott is working out his little issues. But anyway,
Well, we could talk to Rodolfo. What do you think of David as a band leader?
as a human being, no.
Mute.
I'm out. Well, this is a guy that has when we first started working together, he sent me some music or something. His email address is premaritalsax@hotmail.com. So, and it's still there today, to this day. So
Yeah.
that was the first introduction. But actually, no, I met, and I always joke with him about this.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Oh,
Yeah, it is true.
it's not true.
It is true. But I was a fan of Dave. I saw his recital at FIU when I was an undergrad, and I never met him. And I loved the tunes. I remember who was playing. It was Ludwig Alfonso. It was Clay Perry. I think Leo Brooks, maybe.
Leo Brooks.
Yeah. It was a great band. And I remember going up to him, and I was like, as a kid, and I was like, that was great. And I really loved that music. And he was just like looking somewhere else, like totally blowing me off, and he was like,
I did not.
It took some time to write. And then that was it.
I did not vibe him. I did not vibe him.
But I always wanted to play his music, so I just started learning his music just from hearing them on gigs, and would always bother him about playing together. So still to this day, he's my hero. I owe a lot.
No,
to him.
you are, buddy. Forever.
So-
You're the godfather.
Do we hear you now, Tom?
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're
Okay.
just on this really
Yes.
cool delay where
Yeah.
you threw your voice like 5 seconds before your mouth moves.
Yeah, I figured that was you were worried that I might swear and you wanted to be able to.
A time
It's
delay.
exactly
time
what it
delay,
was.
Yeah.
The more that Dave was telling us about you, because when he was saying you're so quiet and unassuming.
Yeah, you don't realize what a nut you are. So Rodolfo, to finish your story, are you sorry that you badgered him into hiring you, because now you're stuck?
Yeah, I really did. It was like that. I really did badger him. I actually told him, I know all your music. And he's like, really? Well, I guess we could play, yeah.
He's the one who hires me. I have no gigs. He's the one that's guided me on everything. Without him, I'm probably working at a toll booth like on Killian Parkway.
That's
He's
so
the one
good.
who's. I learned his music. That's why I play all these odd meters and all this bass-driven music, and it's all his fault. I blame him.
Okay,
Not really
that's
true.
nice.
But
Yeah.
very happy that we're still playing together through all of this. And through
I
this
know.
pandemic, he really was the one who pushed us into recording so much. And it was therapeutic. I mean, it was the one thing to do that kept us really going forward. Same with Tom. Between them, they wrote, I think, like 55 songs during
That's
this.
amazing.
I'm not kidding.
He's not kidding. He sent us a picture of it on the floor. It was like the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Well, I think you either get creative, or you sit on the couch and eat your feelings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Hey, this has nothing to do with anything, but I'm just looking at the pictures that you sent me, Dave, and
Yeah.
just feel like
were you abused as a child? That's what I have to ask.
That's your Christmas card.
Oh my God, you are so crazy.
that is absolutely hysterical. It's so bad.
I am never working again. I am so done. I am so
Oh
blacklisted.
my God.
Yeah.
You have no shame, do you?
Oh, that's so funny. But I know that your last big gig was well, I mean, I don't mean this in like big gig, but you went to New York for a while to play
Yes.
in the Gloria Estefan show.
Yes.
How
2
did you
years
like
up
being
there? It was the best time ever.
You could
Ours-
see yourself living in New York, or you,
Oh, yeah.
you did it.
Yeah, I loved it. I lived just outside of there in Montclair, New Jersey. It was beautiful. And you see some familiar faces. There's George. He rests in peace. I miss him every day.
Yeah.
And there's Edwin and Clay, and you see Oben and Teddy Moulette.
Yeah.
You should bring him on. You could do a
He's another
4-hour block.
character.
Absolutely. How long were you doing that show?
2 years. He said.
That's 2 years, yeah. That show ran.
And you
couple
actually
years.
moved, didn't you? Or did you?
I
Or
moved.
did you
Yeah,
just?
I moved everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody up there, yeah. And yeah, we really enjoyed it. That's part of the inspiration for land as well, is living in the Northeast, and it's beautiful up there. You go to the Delaware Water Gap and Pennsylvania to the Poconos, see the leaves turn. Oh, it's gorgeous. A nice.
And had you done like I don't know? I guess it wasn't really Broadway, off Broadway or something.
No,
but
it was Broadway.
It was Broadway.
Yeah, it
Wow.
It was on Broadway, yeah.
absolutely.
Had you done a gig like that before, where you're just sort of
No. Thanks to Clay Oswald, you can see him in the center. He ran out of people to call, and he said, "Dave, well, you want to go do this?" And so.
Oh, Clay
And-
Oswald says it's Oben's birthday, by
Oh,
the way.
that's right.
Wishing him well.
That's
Happy
right.
birthday, Oben!
Birthday, Oben.
Forever grateful for Clay. He has a great project, Seven Crossing, that I had the honor to play on there with those
Oh
guys.
yeah, me too. Great,
And,
great.
That's
band.
right, we did that. We were there together.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
and that was I'm grateful for Clay every day. That was the best time. And I met my good friend Adam Coker up there.
Uh-huh.
I heard some great music every day, and just being around the scene, great food.
Do you like New York?
I cried myself to sleep every day, honestly. I miss it so much. It was really the best
yeah.
time.
He does that.
Really good time.
The weather doesn't bother. Oh, wait a minute. We have to settle something
Clay
here.
says you were his first call. After all the other guys.
I think he ran out, because I remember him saying, "Dave, I called everybody else. Are you willing to go up to New York?" That's pretty
funny.
much how all my calls are. Dave, I tried everybody in town. I'm
You're the only
desperate.
one.
Yeah, I need you to come out and do this gig.
That's not true.
Hey, so in fairness, Tom, you're grumbling a little bit about the easy minor blues, but when you bring a chart, do you just say, hey, it's going to be no problem, and then it's full of, because he's already telling you about there's no chord that doesn't end with a sharp 5.
Right.
So I feel like there's a little give and take here.
Well, possibly, but I think if I'm guilty of anything, it's writing stuff that's really difficult for me to play, and then I crash and burn and I regret it. So I've been trying to write stuff that's a little bit easier the last few years for that reason, just so I don't look like such an idiot.
It's a smart man.
It's interesting how as we mature, we really start kind of coming into, like, we know our comfort zone so well. It's like, okay, this is where I'm comfortable. I'm happy here.
Yeah.
But it is good to push yourself. But we should definitely listen to another tune that we recorded the other night, because you guys were you were on fire, I thought.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I believe this is another easy Dave Fernandez song.
Oh,
But again, I'd love to know what titles interest me. Is it, it seems to me it's either one of those things that you wrote a tune and you just put a title, anything, you just pick some, words out of a hat, or did you actually put some thought? This is Degeneration.
Degeneration. I don't know why I thought of that one. Tom has a tune called Defenestration. So I think I probably had that somewhere in the back of my mind, and this is an inspired tune actually by Adam Coker, speaking to him, where I wanted to keep this melody going unison throughout, like it goes, like Wendy said, it's pretty vocal, and I wrote it on the piano.
I definitely could hear lyrics to this tune, and it's really kind of angular and strange.
It sounds like someone begging for a gig to me.
But there's something really cool. I really like.
You're hired.
That's exactly how I did it, Wendy. Exactly how I did it.
Oh, you see that? Yeah. I'll get back to you later with those lyrics, Dave.
Oh man. And it's got the bass line inspired by RZ. This is written in mind with Rodolfo's group Surfaces, which we named Surfaces later on. It was one of the projects over this pandemic as well. One of the quarantunes, as Tom calls them.
There you go.
It's got this counterpoint, two melodies going on at the same time, and the chords kind of go over the bar. Just those bars don't exist. All right, they don't exist.
So here is Degeneration.
Nice.
I really like that song a lot.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Wendy. That really does mean a lot. It really, really, really. Again, it's that song. RZ, what is it, like 18 bars, 16 bars? Not much to
It's
it.
so hard, yeah.
And they
There's
got
a
purpose?
lot over the bar line, yeah.
and these
But
guys
it's
make
so
it.
cool. It's beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
It is
Well,
great.
you know-
It's a great melody.
The thing about things like that, you know, it's complicated, but it's done in such a great way that it sounds simple. You know, it doesn't sound complicated, which I think is such a brilliant thing that you can do that.
Yes. And what I said before too, I just think there's something when you hear a group that's got that special, like the Yellow Jackets comes to mind for me, where, you know, especially the original incarnation with Haslip on bass and everything, where, you know, a Return to Forever or Weather Report, you just get a certain group of people together that clicks, and there's some magic. You know, you can play anything. All the things that we've heard so far, you know, even playing the standard, you guys just have a
thanks,
real
man.
unique sound. I love it.
Yeah,
so
it's
much.
great.
Each one of you is great individually, and as a group, it just gels
Thanks.
perfectly.
No, he's on it. I told him to bring his bass. We would have. It's called the Mo-tet because it's like more of a quartet. It's bassless. Because
It's more than a quartet.
oh yeah,
It's a Mo-tet.
more of it. And I told you bring your bass and we'll play the lines together. We could be two
Yeah, no, I
instruments
know.
from.
It's exactly why I didn't bring it.
And you printed out the parts and it said tacit when you brought them in. I saw you. Oh,
Exactly.
But we'll do it, man. We've talked
Please.
about it, about
Yeah.
doing it. So hopefully, we'll finally do it.
You
for
guys
real.
don't need no stinking bass player. I'm gonna pop some pictures on here, and you just comment as they go.
Oh yes, with the Prophet.
No problem.
There he is.
Be amazing,
That's a
Gary.
concert at DNA. RZ was on that concert, right?
Yeah.
And that was
Gary
right before
Campbell.
before I went to New York, and I took a picture with him in case I thought it was going forever.
Oh my
Of
God.
course.
I'm back. So, but whatever, it's a good picture. Like
Yeah.
us in that little back room at DNA, and that's Campbell's book, which again, growing up here, you know, idolizing him and going to concerts as a local kid, to write a book with the Gary Campbell is just an honor beyond anything ever that I could ever
yeah.
have imagined.
I remember
So-
back when I was teaching at FIU, there used to be such crazy things. People would walk down the hall, and when Gary walked out, you had to like sort of tilt your head. You couldn't look directly, make eye contact.
Right.
And then the greeting was like this, right? Because it was the triad
The
pairs.
tri pairs, yes. That's what I tell everybody. Do not talk to Gary. Anything they want to say, you say to me, and I'll direct it to him. Because he labeled me as the presence, and he was the prophet, and I was the presence, and so any questions I had to filter before
Right,
it got
of
to
course.
him.
Right.
And
right.
then Tom wrote a song that's called the Fernandez Factor. So now I'm the Factor.
Okay.
So, and it was approved by the prophet. And that is another permutation of the band. It's called the Fernandez Factor now.
I like it.
Oh, thank you.
That's that's
I
great.
think you liked it better because you thought the other one was the Dave Fernandez Motel. I think on the anniversary show,
Motel. What's
you
a
called
motel?
you called us the Dave Fernandez Motel, I believe. Which you're right. That is amazing. That's a lot better. I was home like, wow, should have done with Motel.
That's so funny.
Funny.
Yeah, let's put that picture up. Here's talk about another amazing
Yes, put
Who's
it up.
watching tonight?
inspiration is Ron Miller. You're
Yoda,
playing with
as we
Ron
call
Miller.
him.
You know what? That's
Yoda.
perfect. That is absolutely perfect.
Oh yeah, he's always known as Yoda. Oh, what a influence and what else? What can we say about Ronnie that hasn't been said? You know. Well, but actually, I could. He cooks amazingly.
Oh, is
Every
that
time
right?
we go over, oh gosh, I had like I'm not a
What?
vegetarian, and I had like the best eggplant lasagna at those Ronnie jams that Ruth made, and the wine was so good.
I hear he
Well,
likes
thanks for letting us know. We'll hit him up.
You should do this show from over there. You will eat. The piano sounds amazing. The only thing is he gets really sleepy, like around, like he watches the news and then he boots you out, and he's not.
So
nice.
we got to go
He's
early.
like,
Is that what you're saying?
yes, go early because he's like, all right, guys, you got to go. He's kind of like my stepdad in high school. Guys, you got to go.
Is this? Oh my gosh! Look at this.
I'm just looking at these pictures for the first
Oh
time.
no.
Is that Dave
Oh,
Siegel?
That's Dave
Yes.
Siegel.
That's
Oh
Dave
my God!
Siegel
You
and I
guys
in
are
high
so
school.
young.
Wow, those shirts.
In high school.
I know. He said whatever we played wasn't as loud as those shirts.
That is
And
fantastic.
that's my buddy forever. That's my counterpart. Geez, we've been together since '88. Went to
Wow.
school together, still playing together, and
Like the little curl in front of your head.
That
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
mustache, the little
And the,
mustache.
yeah, that was pencil mustache.
I know I look like Pedro from that movie Napoleon Dynamite in those days.
And ever so shy.
Yeah. Was that the set of On Your Feet?
No, that's me with the DJ. I had to represent my Instagram account. I had to be a little
Oh
hip.
my gosh, that's so
I
funny.
really don't know who took that shot. I think that's somewhere in Austin, and they texted it to me like, "Yeah, killing," or whatever. You know. Oh, that's me on the show.
Yeah.
I'm all the way in the back behind.
Where's Waldo? Let me see.
Oh,
Here, somewhere
right
back
behind Anna Villafana.
Oh, there you are, right there.
Yes,
There you
right there. Yes,
Yeah.
behind Tanaides. Yeah, that's. And there he is. That's
Teddy Millette.
another legend I've learned a lot from. Super
Yeah.
grateful for it. I was so humbled playing that gig. That's a 7 Crossing gig. Oh, and there's my other buddy, Martin.
Martin
And
Bejarano.
that's me folding through his charts. just at a forum at UM. Talk about hard music. That's what I do to practice is just practice Martin charts.
Is that what it is?
It's so.
if you
so
can read
hard.
that, you can read anything. Is that the theory?
Yeah, pretty much. It's so that was really humbling for him. He pretty much carried me through.
So you've done some amazing things and played with amazing people, and you're making such high music. It's so fun to
thank
kind of
you.
see. So now we can say I do know something as good as music from as good as when we
True.
were coming up. It's the
True. You're
it's the
doing it.
motel. It's the Dave Fernandez Mo-tet.
Motel? The motel? So,
Mo-tet.
Motel, yes.
But so we recorded a couple of other tunes when we were there the other night, and it was right after we found out that the great Ira Sullivan passed away, and you wanted to do a couple of tunes in honor of him. So you want to talk about this first one, which is Gracias a la Vida.
Yes,
only doing
this is
that.
Okay.
We're gonna do it. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I heard this tune just recently, and that's why I felt I should have done it. I heard it on DNA, and right after hearing it, I heard Ed Simon playing, the great Venezuelan piano player.
Oh, yeah.
With and so I wanted to do a version of that, like a more free version, and because I searched up the lyrics. It's by Violeta Parra, very popular Mexican singer, and there was, I believe, a line in there that talks about the man I love. So that stuck with me, and I didn't get to do a whole lot with Ira, but just his presence, and I mean, this guy's a legend.
Yeah.
It's you have someone in your backyard that played with Charlie
Right.
Parker.
Yeah,
just,
right.
And not just that, played with every young person coming up and mentored them and did
Yeah.
such an he was just
He got
a
such a beautiful tone on that tenor. I know people think of him as a trumpet player, but he played.
Yeah.
I believe he had this buffet tenor that was just gorgeous sounding. And so, what else can we say? So that song reminded me of him, and I'm glad we got to do it.
So here it is, Gracias a la Vida.
Wow, that's haunting.
Yeah, it came out so
Right?
so great. And you guys have never played that before together. It was just brought the
Right.
chart and said, I want to just do it free and go and have fun. It was beautiful.
Yeah, proof. There's proof
Damn,
right
you
there.
guys
You
are
can bring
good.
anything to them. You could bring anything to them and they make it work. It's
Well,
it's
there
a
you
simple
go.
little tune, you know, and but yeah, I dig it.
Yeah, came out
Thank
great.
You, Steve. Thank you so much.
See, all those pedals that Tom has came in handy.
Well, they give me some place to put my foot. Anyway.
We know where you want to put it.
Oh my goodness.
It's Millennium Falcon. That's what we call it.
That's what
Yeah.
the pedal board is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always just barely working.
Little knot.
So I know that all of you guys are educators, so I guess this is the next thing that's happening. I was going to ask you, well, what's coming up next? Well, obviously you guys are into your...
Well, you have your new record out. You want to just?
Yes.
It's called
Yeah,
what?
Land.
It's
So,
called Land.
Land, yes, that's the name.
Okay.
Commissioned by the Arts Center, and we're just playing that. And I'm trying to finish a project. We got so many things, like RZ was saying, that we recorded. So I'm finishing I don't know if I should even say this, but it's a smooth jazz record we're gonna launch in a couple weeks.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Good night.
Okay.
We like everything. I'm sure
All
your
right,
smooth
something-
jazz is like
Yeah,
your
something
easy
I'm doing.
blues.
Yeah.
Right. It's something I'm doing with my good friend Eric England over in
Oh, he's
LA.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a producer, you know, so
Yes,
he's
of
producing
course.
it, and we've been writing, and I'm hoping in December. RZ's got a great name for this Latin jazz project that we've been working on, and he calls it Sketches of Pain. So I'm trying to find a spot. So we're trying to find a spot. I'm missing 3 violins and 3 drum stems to finish it and mix it. That's all we got
Are
left.
you listening out there? If we have 3 violinists and what?
3 drums.
No, they're on the screen. It's a shot at the guy right there on the right-hand corner to my right.
I will finish this soon.
And the violinist off screen. I'm sure she can hear me.
She's around.
That's fine.
No, there's no hurry. These guys are going nuts. But that's my goal, December, to do a concert with food. And oh yes, Lorenzo. Love that guy. And so I'm trying to finish that, and it's hand in hand with another Latin jazz project. I don't know if I can say this on the air, the name of it. Could I say it, RZ? The name of it? It's called Congalingus. So
I like it.
That's right up there.
Who doesn't love some good congalingus?
That's like Jennifer Wharton's thing, right? Bonegasm?
Yes.
All right, yeah, why not? Yeah.
So I'm hoping by December we'll have a winter solstice. It's spelled SOUL, stis.
There you
and
Got
go.
it.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping, and Tom played nylon on this Latin stuff, and he was
yeah.
very uncomfortable about it, but he shreds on this. Sounds amazing.
It's because I was wearing nylons at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah. Over your head like a bank robber.
I think I know the answer to this, but do you all miss playing live?
Oh.
No.
Oh my gosh, did you hear how many choruses we played the other night? You played it. You played the edited stuff. These guys were exhausted. I think.
So
RC
you
was
miss
like,
inflicting pain on the audience, is what you're saying.
Yes, I'm a tenor player. You know how many choruses we've left out there during the pandemic? So get ready. We're gonna make up for them. Wait till a tenor player asks about playing impressions. I just warned every rhythm section guy.
Oh my gosh. So we have one more piece. You want to talk about Mouthpiece?
Yes, Mouthpiece. I think Nicky.
Now, I have to say, I was putting the titles on these videos, and I didn't know that there was a pun, or so it was. I put mouthpiece, like mouthpiece, your regular
Right.
tenor mouthpiece, but it is mouthpiece, P-E-A-C-E.
Right. It's a real dumb joke, I know. Like Pete Brewer was like, when I said it. Because it was after a gig, a MJC gig, when we went to see Campbell play, and he just came back from Germany with a new horn and a whole new setup. And I told him, you have mouthpiece. you reached enlightenment,
Finally
I guess.
reached
Right? Yeah, so he was so happy. Yeah, this is, man, it's freaking, it's got something. It's cooking. It's got something in the sound. So it was really, so this song, believe it or not, is based on, Derek gets mad at me, but it's based on the song Like Someone to Love. Kind of with
But is it?
Yeah, it is. It really is. But Derek's like, man, you could play any major scale on this. This is so stupid. Watch this. And he'll mock me on this. But it really, if you listen to it, it's like Someone to Love with a tag. And there's a drummer out in LA named Louis Cole. He's a singer also that I like. So it's inspired by him as well. And we played this at Lanyap. It was part of our DTF trio group.
Okay.
Music. And we brought Tom on because he's read it before, and he recorded on it.
Yep.
It was part of our Jeff Sessions project.
Jeff Sessions, yeah.
Jeff Sessions.
Jeff Sessions is where we used to get together in Brickell, and I'm telling you, I owe these guys so much. I blew my eye out when I came back from New York, and I couldn't do nothing.
When that happened.
Yeah, that was like 3 years ago, and I would text these guys, can we at least play, please? Because I was just stuck home getting better, and they would come down, and we had, and really that's where the whole bassless thing came from, right? We just never had a bass player, and we just played trio the whole time, and what we call the brick.
But Alpha was saying this earlier. Dave, you really inspired, I think, everybody to do this. I mean, I don't think any of this stuff would have ever happened if it wasn't for your enthusiasm about everything, and so you were definitely.
I should think I'm manipulative.
Well, yeah, okay, you could put it that way too.
I was literally doing nothing, just laying on my couch like a bum on a park bench, and you guys bailed me out through the toughest times ever. And that's where this song came from. I was just writing and playing with these guys, so we found Mouthpiece.
Great. Well, here we go. Mouthpiece. And you spelled it wrong. No, seriously, if your smooth jazz is like that, thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm into the smooth jazz project.
Yeah.
Man, it's
because
it's not
because
that
you know
good.
that's the groove of but listen, that is the groove of smooth jazz, right? You know, I mean, it's brilliant because it is something like it's very recognizable, it's very thing, and then it just takes you, you know, crazy.
Right.
I love
appreciate it. I apprete it, man. Really.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
This smooth jazz thing has a lot more nylon guitar and flugelhorn.
It can still be, you know, a little
so
bit.
So it's absolutely nothing like what we just heard.
Nothing, but it is real sexy. I gotta say.
Oh well, is it anything?
It is.
Tell them some of the song titles.
Oh, song titles, please.
Yeah.
Candles in the Dark.
No shame.
I know. It really...
I think the album is called Miami Sunset.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like every cliche you could think of for a smooth jazz
Everyone.
record. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, pretty.
I hope Eric is listening.
Yes. Sunshine in the Rain.
You're my sunshine in the rain. There you go.
I'm not even making this up. It really is.
Well, I cannot tell you guys how much fun it's been, talking with you and hanging out with you last week when we recorded the stuff and
That was a
actually,
blast.
it's so fun to hear live music. I just, even though we're watching it live on the screen, it's so different when it's actually going into your ears. It's like such a different thing. It's so good.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Any human contact is good right now. Really, it was nice to see.
As long as it's 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. But once again, where can we get your record? Or
It's streaming on
Okay.
iTunes and Amazon, Spotify. It's on all those.
all the usual
All the
places.
usual. Right.
And
And
we
Tom's
have,
got one coming out too, right? You have one out, Tom, I believe.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
on
just
Bandcamp?
I'm redoing my website, and I'm waiting until that's done to actually put it out. But yeah, that was part of Dave's, inspiring me to get some stuff done this summer too.
It was
Right.
actually, I told him that if he didn't do it, I was going to make the tracks myself. And so that really scared him. and he
After I heard "Candle in the Dark."
Candle in the dark.
Man,
my gosh.
Tom, when I send him those smooth jazz tracks, he wrote back, Dave, I'm still going to play like myself.
That's my Tom.
That's the point. But that's the point, exactly. Well, Rodolfo Zuniga and Tom Lippincott and David Fernandez and the missing band, member from the videos, Derek Fairholm. You guys sound
Right.
fantastic, and it was such a joy hanging out with you and laughing with you. People don't know this, but we have a private chat that happens that only we can see, and it's been like a crazy.
These guys are even crazier than what you're seeing. Multiply what you're seeing by about 10. That's what's been happening backstage.
Yeah, if you can make it where we can respond to comments, this show would be
I guess you could do it through Facebook. Like if you're
phone,
kind
yeah.
of on your phone on Facebook, you
Which is what I did when I
could.
was caught talking.
yeah.
Right. Guys, thanks again, and
Thank you, Nicky, for real. Means the world.
man, a pleasure. Really, it was
You
so
guys
much
sound
touching base
so
again,
good.
and hearing you guys make such wonderful music.
Thank
Yeah.
you for all the comments out there, everybody. I'm blown away, for real. I'm really humbled. I mean, Troy was listening. That's like the best sax player ever. Ever! And people tell me that. Why, Dave, why don't you sound like Troy? With your weird jazz notes. So it really is.
Oh my
I'm really
goodness.
humbled that Gary Lindsay and everybody that tuned in tonight. So,
Yeah.
and Mom, I'll get you that money soon. So,
Good night, all you crazy people.
Oh my God.
thank you
Good
guys.
night. Thank
Good
you
night.
so much. So you've spent another Monday night listening to great music and silliness, and we are so happy that you did and you joined us. I wanted to say a couple of things. Once again, I'm just going to remind you, if you can, please support our artists. Because, we all know, we haven't been working. We've got COVID fever now, and some of us can't pay our rent. So the first $100 will be matched, and all you have to do is text the word tip jar to the number 44321. It will send you a new link, and you click that link, and you can safely donate whatever amount. We would really our artists really appreciate it, and all the money goes directly to the artists. So
Yep.
you can be assured that tonight after the show, they will get a PayPal notice that the money's in the account. So we really appreciate if you could do that. Also, please like and follow the Miami Jazz Cooperative on Facebook, or you could subscribe to our YouTube channel, which then you'll always get notified when we're going to go on air and do different things. We want to also take this time to thank our our sponsor, not our sponsor, our co-hosts and our co-organizations, and the Sunshine Jazz Organization and South Florida Jazz and the Gold Coast Jazz Society. We can just put up their website so you can learn more about them, because sunshinejazz.org is the Sunshine Jazz Organization, and goldcoastjazz.org is Gold Coast. And we've got southfloridajazz.org for South Florida Jazz. And of course, ours is, do we have ours?
I'm not sure that I have ours.
Well, there you go. And I can't seem to think of it right now. Rick's going to post it, I bet you anything. Oh, miamijazz.org. It's right there. We also are us four organizations are South Florida's biggest jazz, kind of support system, and we have had to cancel all of our live music, and there's so many great concerts that each of these organizations put on during the season, and everything has come to a halt, and it's really sad, and we all miss it so much, and so we are doing our part. Yes. To keep the music going, and we do it in any way we can, and turns out that it's this way. So I hope you like it, and we're happy that you're here. And we've got so let's talk about what's going on the rest of this month and next month. So we've got next month, which is already, oh my God, it is the first week of October. It seems unbelievable. But we're going to have the amazing Kate Reed, singer and educator. She's going to be on the show singing for us and playing for us and talking to us. And that's going to be really exciting for me, because I love her and I love the way she sings. And then the following week, we have Dr. Chaz Bernstein, who's a great trombonist and a visionary.
Yeah, he's doing some interesting things.
And a hero. He's an official hero. I want you to know that. He's the one that formed Guitars Over Guns. So we're going to hear about what he's doing to help the community, and also he's a fantastic musician as well. So that's going to be great. Now, as if that weren't enough, the following week we've got the amazing Hendrik Murkins, who's such a great harmonica player and a beautiful musician and a funny guy, and happens to be the world's tallest jazz harmonica player.
Yes.
We think we're not sure. We're not sure if it's completely proven. And then we finish out our October with the legend,
yes,
Duffy Jackson, and I really am looking forward to this show.
They're going to all be
the
great
shows are great, so
yeah.
I say that every week. I'm really looking forward to this. Well, it's all the same, but he's going to be fun to talk to and really learn about, because he's done everything, and his father was a legend, and so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Definitely, just tune in every Monday.
Set your alarms.
Yes.
4 alarms. But right now, I am really proud. I have to say, we've been working. We're like sleepless right now because
you have no idea.
Because we've spent the last 3. Well, Nikki really has spent the last day. I've spent the last 12 hours helping him finish up the last of this project that we put together. South Florida, the world lost such an immense legend and human being this past week in IRA Sullivan, and we feel so proud and lucky that we were able to actually honor him while he was alive. We had a big birthday bash for him, and that's just a couple months ago during quarantine, and he just passed away last week, and we decided to do something to honor his memory. And he always, if you ever saw him live, he always closed each and every show with the song Amazing Grace. So we put the call out to people to send us their versions of Amazing Grace. And the response was overwhelming. That's why we have not slept in 3 days. But we put it all together in this beautiful love letter to the amazing IRA Sullivan.
Grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved.
How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home.
Was grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first